The private sector is playing a big role in education, which is a social sector. The private sector is playing a big role in health, which is supposed to be dominated by government. The private sector is playing a big role even in media. I mean, can you compare the private sector role in media today with what it used to be about 30 years ago? Can you compare the kind of investment and the kind of jobs that the private sector have brought into all these sectors? Even in security.
Mr. Muda.
You probably have more security companies in this country than anywhere in the world.
We have to try to see ways where we can try to solve these problems really, as a people. And the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Dr. Ibe Kajiko, suggested 3 models that we could use. I'm particularly interested in the third model, which suggests that while NNPC is bringing in its product and selling at 145 naira per litre and landing at 171 naira, independent importers can bring their own products from wherever they get it and set their own prices. It does suggest to me that we'll have a double pricing regime in the country in an effort to deregulate the sector. But do you see an instance, for instance, if that happens, we will have to go the way of shutting down stations owned by the independent companies?
No, where will you shut down stations?
Because they have got...
It will not arise if it's already a policy that, okay, if Jimba has you have the capacity to import petroleum products, you import and you sell. That is simple business. And that is enterprise.
So
that's entrepreneurship.
How is that going to affect Nigerian pricing in the long run compared to saying that other countries bordering Nigeria need this product as well?
Well, it will reduce the disparity. That is one. Secondly, it will create more room for investment. It will create more jobs. It will create more revenue for government. And it's not something new. You have public schools, you have private schools. Is it the same amount you pay? You have public hospital, you have private hospital. Is it the same amount? This is a choice.
Would that be under a deregulated system?
Exactly. And that is the model that can get us out of this mess.
So why?
Because the government alone cannot continue to shoulder the responsibility of supplying petroleum products.
Which will solve the problem more? Is it deregulation or what you call liberalization?
Well, you can use these terms sometimes, interchangeably. Just that the regulation now has a kind of negative connotation. Now we talk about deregulation, we are talking about increasing prices, putting a burden on the people, and so on and so forth.
So that question
but the point is that if you liberalize, you open the space so that the private sector can play.
The question of infrastructure
that is the issue.
Do we have the infrastructure on ground to go that route?
I mean, what infrastructure do you need? There is scarcity. Yimba has a license to import petroleum products. You open your station. You could be in Lagos, you could be in Kebbi, you could be in the East, and you sell your product, just like any other product. What is wrong with that?
So
what infrastructure do you need? The only thing that you need to ensure that the prices are not too high, especially for the hinterland and cities or states that are far away, is to ensure that, first of all, you invest in the pipelines, so that the cost of transportation, say from Lagos to Kebbi to Sokoto to Port Harcourt, and will not be too burdensome. Because if you have to travel, lift fuel in tankers from Lagos to all these places, the cost of transportation is enormous.
That's where Petroleum Equalization Fund comes in.
Yes.
So in spite of that,
yes,
fuel still doesn't sell at the same price across the country.
You see, there are some systems that are so vulnerable to corruption. The issue of subsidy is highly vulnerable to corruption. And that is why, if this economy is solving any bleeding, the biggest bleeding is coming from this oil and gas space. The subsidy and even the petroleum equalization. How do you monitor these things? Somebody claims that he has picked some maybe 10 trucks from Lagos. He claims equalization that is taking it to Sokoto. He gets to Ibadan and discharged. He fills the paper that the thing has been delivered in Sokoto.
And he's paid his equalization fund.
And he's paid the equalization fund. So the economy is suffering a lot of leakages in these areas.
What about the issue of subsidy? Over 700 billion in the past, I mean, from the beginning of this administration, and in the last 3 months, from October to December,
yes,
we had about 58.5 billion, 85.5 billion, sorry, paid as subsidies. Is subsidy going to hurt us more on the long term? Or if we do away with this subsidy and bring in the full deregulation, which one suits us better?
You see, there is the economics of it, there is the politics of it. From an economic point of view, is the removal of subsidy and the use of those resources in other areas is the best thing to do, and it's the most sustainable thing. First, it will attract more investment. It will allow private sector to invest in refineries and create more jobs. It will also, reduce all this problem of smuggling in and out of the country. But the politics of it is that we have an election coming next year. The issue of petrol price is a very volatile issue. It's a very contentious issue. And it's very easy for the opposition to make political capital out of it. So the choice is, if the government has the political will to push it through and say, well, this is the most sustainable thing to do, but which I doubt. If the political will is not there, they will have to continue to throw humongous amount of resources to support this model. And it's going to cost us a lot of money.
Are you surprised? When
currently, the marketers are saying that government is owing them 800 billion.
And they're not importing.
Does it surprise you, though, when the Minister of State for Petroleum, Dr. Ibe Kachuku, says that we're going to be in this for 18 months until Dangote refinery comes up? What's happening to our other refineries? Why are they not working to this time?
The refineries are run by government. How many government institutions have you seen being run efficiently and sustainably? Just tell me one. And this is even worse because it's even something that the private sector can run properly. It's being run by bureaucrats. And that is why we have been stuck in this for several decades. How do we run an oil-producing country where there is no private investment in refineries? Licenses have been issued, about 18 licenses.
To private individuals?
Private individuals for almost 5 years. So nothing is happening.
In other words, you think the best option is for government to get out of importing and let the private sector run it?
The best is for government to get out of the entire business.
So what do you think about
allow the private sector to set up refineries, to import, to do all this, and have a regulatory framework.
What about the fears people have about prices hitting the roof?
You see, the best way to protect the average person against price is to introduce competition. That is the best protector of the interests of consumers in any space.